But there is an act of worship of the Prophet ﷺ that was constant, that many of us are not able to do today. It is the act of worship called reflection, at-tafakkur. You might be sat, you might be at work, you might be a surgeon looking inside someone's lungs. And while you're looking inside their lungs, you think, how amazing and detailed is the creation of Allah. You are doing dhikr. You might be driving a taxi and you pick up a new customer and they sit in the back completely drunk in the middle of the night and you say, what a great blessing, Allah absolved me from the test of alcohol. You are in remembrance of Allah. You might be a parent with difficult children and you're running around with them, picking up their pieces, and you stand up to pray salah and your little child comes and follows you and jumps into sujood. And you think, how great is the blessing of Allah that even the purity of a child's heart brings them to salah. You are in fikr, at-tafakkur. At-tafakkur, to reflect, to contemplate. The Prophet ﷺ says, تَفَكَّرُوا فِي آلَاءِ اللَّهِ وَلَا تَفَكَّرُوا فِي اللَّهِ. Think deeply about Allah's creation, but do not think too deeply about Allah Himself. Because you can never comprehend Allah fully. Allah is the infinite, you are the limited. But you think for a moment, the Prophet ﷺ received revelation in a cave. What was he doing in the cave? Was he reciting Quran? There was no Quran. Was he remembering Allah? He didn't know what to say to remember Allah. Was he making dua? He was not making. What was he doing in the cave? He was just thinking. Aisha radiallahu anha describes, she says, حُبِّبَ إِلَيْهِ الْخَلَاء. He used to love to spend time by himself with Allah. Allahu Akbar. Khala. According to the sociologists, psychologists today, you know when is the only time a man sits on his own with no distractions? Akramakumullah, when he sits in the toilet. When you sit in the toilet 3 minutes, this is the only time in the whole day you have no distractions. Can you imagine how low we have become as a race? How destroyed we are on the inside. For us to sit alone with no distractions, we have to be answering the call of nature. But you know what? Those psychologists are outdated, because today, we will never do this. But if we were to put a CCTV in the toilet, you would see that 80% of the people on the toilet are also using their phones. And this is something the Prophet ﷺ, according to many scholars, is either offensive or prohibited. It's either makruh or haram. Because when you go into that zone, you should be doing nothing except answering the call of nature. But you know why people tend to take their phone out? Because there's no other time of the day they get a moment to themselves.